Imagine kicking someone out of the hero party, only to realize later they were the strongest member all along. Today, we're looking at fantasy anime where the weakest character gets abandoned, betrayed, or underestimated, and ends up becoming more powerful than everyone who doubted them. And honestly, watching the hero party regret their decision never gets old.
My comrades during our perilous travels. And because of that, my hero's party had great faith in me.
Imagine getting kicked out of the hero party because they think your class is useless. That's exactly what happens to Rain Shroud in Beast Tamer. According to his former teammates, all he can do is tame animals, which apparently makes him weak. And honestly, that decision becomes one of the worst mistakes they could have made. After leaving the party, Rain starts living as a free adventurer and quickly discovers that his abilities are far more broken than anyone realized. Instead of ordinary beasts, he forms contracts with members of the ultimate species, including Kanade from the cat tribe and Tamer the dragon. And let's just say, once a dragon girl joins your side, people suddenly stop calling you weak. What makes this anime fun is watching Rain slowly build a party full of overpowered companions while the people who abandoned him begin realizing how valuable he actually was all along. If you enjoy fantasy anime with wholesome moments, strong companions, and an underestimated main character who keeps proving everyone wrong, this one is definitely worth watching. In the healer who was banished from his party is, in fact, the strongest, Rust is treated like a complete burden simply because he's just a healer. After constantly being looked down on and eventually thrown out of his party, he's left wandering through dungeon cities trying to figure out what to do with his life. But everything changes when he meets Narcina, a skilled martial artist who sees potential in him that nobody else noticed. Together, they form a new party, and little by little, people begin realizing that Rost's abilities are far more insane than anyone expected. If you enjoy fantasy anime with overpowered support characters, dungeon adventures, and main characters who quietly prove everyone wrong, this one is definitely worth checking out. Imagine being the shield that protects the entire hero party, only to get kicked out the moment something goes wrong. That's exactly what happens to Red in the strongest tank's Labyrinth raids, known for having the highest defense in history. Red spends his days surviving deadly Labyrinth raids not for fame, but to find a wish-granting treasure capable of curing his little sister's illness. But after one failed mission, the arrogant hero suddenly blames everything on him and throws him out of the party, claiming his skills are useless. Which is honestly hilarious considering this man can tank practically anything. On his journey back home, Rod saves a mysterious girl with a rare identification skill, and together they discover the shocking truth. The abilities everyone looked down on are actually unbelievably overpowered. With defense stats that feel completely unfair and hidden powers even he didn't understand, Red slowly becomes one of the strongest adventurers around. If you enjoy fantasy anime where the calm, underestimated tank ends up being far more broken than the hero himself, this anime is definitely worth checking out. Imagine getting kicked out of the hero party. Not because you're weak, but because you're too balanced. That's exactly what happens to Orandula in Jack of All Trades, Party of None. After helping his legendary S-rank party reach the 94th floor of the dungeon, they suddenly decide they'd rather replace him with someone more specialized. Basically, they hit him with the fantasy anime version of you're good at everything, but not good enough. But instead of crying about it for 12 episodes straight, Oren keeps grinding. Using a mix of swordsmanship and enhancement magic, he slowly proves that being adaptable is way more useful than just doing one thing really well. And honestly, watching everyone underestimate him is half the fun of this anime. As Oren joins a new clan and starts rebuilding his reputation, things get much darker. Strange organizations, hidden secrets, and even memory manipulation begin to appear, making it clear that his expulsion may not have been a coincidence at all. If you enjoy fantasy anime where the useless character slowly becomes the most valuable person in the room, you should definitely keep an eye on this one. After spending 5 years being treated like the party's personal errand boy, Feldio finally reaches his limit and walks away from his rank party, and I left my rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. But instead of giving up on adventuring, Yuk unexpectedly joins a new party made up of his former students, and this is where things start getting fun. As they explore dangerous dungeons together, everyone slowly begins realizing that Yuk's abilities are far more insane than his old party ever understood. If you enjoy fantasy anime where the abandoned party member turns out to be secretly overpowered, while also having a fun group dynamic and dungeon exploration, this one is definitely worth checking out. And that wraps up today's list of fantasy anime where the hero party completely underestimated the wrong person. Honestly, anime really needs to stop kicking out their best members. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which kicked out of the party anime is your favorite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.